In today's political climate, change in Washington is the only guarantee. And when small businesses aren't plugged in, they pay the price. That's why NSBA keeps you hardwired to what's happening inside DC.
Morning, Jack. How are you today?
Morning, Molly. How are you?
I'm doing very well, thanks. How was your 4th?
It was great. We had a great time. There were all the things you want there to be on the 4th, fireworks and partying and fun. What about you?
Yeah. Kids were happy. Everybody's got 10 fingers at the end of the night, so I'm
Cool.
happy.
That's important.
It is important. It is, and it's interesting that we're doing this Hardwired. It's our 25th, just after our nation's 250th anniversary. So I think there's some good kismet there. Hopefully that will lay over into the USA soccer game tonight against Belgium.
Yeah.
Go
We will
USA.
persevere.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. Speaking of things last week, talk to me a little bit about stuff going on the Hill. I know it was kind of a crazy week
Yeah.
politically, and then there was a hearing about small business. So give us the details.
It was hectic. It was a pretty crazy week. Congress has been working hard, basically a year now, on a piece of housing legislation, bipartisan housing legislation, a large bill that's gone back and forth between chambers, and the House was attempting to get a version of it out to the president to sign last week, but the president wanted to attach his own election security legislation to the bill, and that created some problems with its process, and that slowed down legislative movement over in the House. So lawmakers actually ended up going home early last week, heading into a recess week now where both chambers are out of session. So things are a little bit quiet. They're going to be coming back toward the end of the month, and then they're heading into an even longer August recess. So the congressional window to get anything done for this summer is rapidly closing. There was a great hearing over in the House Small Business Committee last week. They put together a hearing where multiple small business owners came and testified a little bit to their history, talked a bit about some of the pressure points they're dealing with right now. And it was a chance to really celebrate 250 years of America and 250 years of American small business. So it was great. You can actually go watch that online as well. And I was really happy to just be a part of it and to see such a well-attended hearing.
Yeah, that's great to hear, Jack. I'm glad you could be at that hearing. And I know having those conversations are so important about what small business really needs. And what's really interesting, kind of in light of all the partisan bickering that happened over the last week, is that the
Sure.
number one thing small businesses want, it's not cheaper healthcare, which absolutely they want that. It's not better access to capital, also a huge priority. It's not making regulatory burdens less burdensome, because that's also a huge priority. But the number one thing they want lawmakers and policymakers to do is end the partisan gridlock and work together. I mean, it's a really simple thing. It's as simple as just do your job. That's all they want lawmakers to do. So our goal is that lawmakers and policymakers on both ends of Pennsylvania Avenue will heed that message and really try and work together and move the business of governing this nation forward. We talk about access to capital, and one thing that's really interesting, one of the takeaways I got from my event when I spoke with the Fed Bank of Cleveland a few weeks back, is that the way we think about credit scores and how access to capital is approved for small business owners is really complicated, and it can be really fraught with inadvertent mistakes and things that just don't make sense. And so we have a really great resource on our website, link up here. I encourage everybody to go check that out, because it's got some really good information about what FICO means for your business and how to make things a little bit easier. So hopefully that's a great resource for everybody. Jumping back to the surveys piece, which I promised we would do, we're going to throw another link at you for our energy survey. We're going to wrap this up this week. We're real close to having that magic number I like to have before we can release that survey. So please get us your final comments this week. We would greatly appreciate that. Another thing happening this week, and Jack, I'm going to pitch it to you after this to talk a little bit about Washington presentation. But on Friday, our deadline for the Advocate of the Year award is happening. If you advocate a little bit or a lot, if you're really involved locally at your state, even nationally, let us brag about you. I know you humble small business owners don't really like to do that, but I love to do it. So consider completing our application. It's a couple questions, couple supplemental documents to send in. It shouldn't take more than an hour or so to fill out. And it's a really great way to get NSBA to send out some press releases to your local media, to national media. You get recognized at the Washington presentation. it's a really distinguished honor, and I know there are a lot of you out there who are deserving of it. So please consider, again, another link, applying for that award today. And like I said, the due date is this Friday. Jack, talk to us a little bit about Washington presentation planning and what's ahead.
I'm really, really excited about this year's Washington presentation. I think we've got a great agenda shaping up. Things are still falling into place, but from what I can see and what we're planning, I think it's going to be a really good one. I cannot emphasize enough just how important this event is. It's a chance for lawmakers to hear directly from small business owners, and I know that I say this during every Hardwired, but that is who they really want to hear from. Small business owners know the issues that are impacting them. They know the problems better than anybody else, and they come in with a level of credibility and operational history that you just can't find anywhere. So this event really is a chance for NSBA to put small business issues in front of lawmakers' plates and get them to really listen. So again, I'm hugely excited, and I just hope we have a strong turnout. So if you haven't gotten a chance to sign up yet, I would encourage you to do so.
Yeah, definitely do that. We only have a limited number of hotel rooms reserved in our block, so make sure you do it soon. And the timing of this is really important too. I know that Jack talked about the fact that things are going to slow down legislatively in September, but this is a great opportunity to really get the attention of lawmakers who, they're out there campaigning, and everybody's always talking about how much they love small business. Well, prove it. Let's meet with them and let's talk about it, and let's talk to them about your issues and what matters to your small business. So the timing is really great for you to get a foot in the door and let them know who you are, and make sure that you're a resource, not just through the end of the year, but when they come back next year, and making sure that small business is at the top of the agenda for sure. I think that's all we have for you guys this week. We really appreciate everyone joining us. Hope you all have some good World Cup soccer viewing tonight, and go USA. Thanks, everyone.
Go USA. Bye.
Bye.